Hi Johnny, it's good to see you.
Hi, Mike.
Can I ask how you are health-wise and everything after the game against Wales in Cardiff at the weekend?
Yeah, I'm okay. Obviously picked up a few bangs, a few bumps and bruises, but by and large, I've been good at the start of the week, and just doing the return to play protocols at the moment.
How surprised are you at the interest there is both in Ireland and indeed in France in your health and where you are in terms of concussion and everything like that and return to play protocols?
Yeah, I'm pretty saddened and shocked by the inaccurate reports that were thrown out yesterday, I think it was. We've been here before, Michael, and it's very frustrating. And for me, I just think it's totally inappropriate that a doctor that I have seen many years ago now felt it was appropriate to come out and talk to whoever it was and say those things. It's inaccurate and highly inappropriate, and yeah, I'm pretty disappointed. But for me, I'm so used to it that it's almost like water off a duck's back to me. But for my wife and mum and stuff like that, it's very very upsetting. But that's the world we live in, and I don't really want to talk too much more about it. Like I said, it was inaccurate, and just got to focus on this week and the return to play. If I don't pass one of those stages, I won't play. If I do pass them, well, then I'll be fit to play, and whether I play or not is down to the coaches then, and that's the way we've always done it. And I trust the medicals guys here. They look after us incredibly well, and I will continue to trust them.
Thanks very much. Hope you have a good week.
Thanks.
Johnny, of course, as you say, do you feel it is questionable that doctors in France would talk like that about your health?
I thought there was a patient doctor confidentiality. I'm pretty sure that exists in the world, and I just can't get over the fact that someone thought it was appropriate to just come out of nowhere and just start saying things that weren't even accurate. That's the most hurtful thing. So look, like I said, Sinead, I've made a statement. Released a statement, and that's all I have to say on the matter. We've been here before, and we could sit here talking about it for 20 minutes, you know what I mean? But I'm never going to win out of it, because last time I did it, this happened twice before, and I tried to give facts and defend myself, and then I'm in the papers for being selfish and not looking after the younger players coming through the system, and people accusing me of just looking after myself. So I can't win. So I'm just not I'm not talking about it for the rest of the press conference, if that's okay. And I just want to focus on France, or you can talk about Wales. And I mean that with the greatest respect to you guys, but that's the way it is.
Fair enough, Johnny. Are you passing all the return to play protocols that you're going through this week?
Yeah, I have so far, yeah. I have to do another one today and tomorrow, and then we'll see how we go. So, yeah. Thanks.
Hey Johnny, how's it going? Hello. Look from my back garden. It's nothing related to those kind of first questions that you had. Kind of relationship with
I think the Wi-Fi in the garden's broken, Pat.
Yeah, I have to get back indoors. It's the Wi-Fi there isn't good enough, mate. Okay, so maybe go back in, get yourself a cup of tea, and come back to us. Is everyone else want to jump on there with access to Wi-Fi?
Yeah, thanks, David. Johnny, just how impressive you've been with Dupre, and how do you go about trying to stop him?
Yeah, incredibly impressed. All through last year, we had a couple of club games against him, Leinster against Toulouse, he was very impressive, and I suppose the times that we dealt with him were the games that we won, and the one game where we didn't deal with him that well, he had a huge influence on the game. So he's incredibly influential with that team, and he is a big part of it. They've got some other threats obviously across the park, but I think he's obviously the main man, isn't he? So a lot of attention will be on him this week, and trying to make sure that we don't give him the time and space that he thrives in.
Dave, I can hop back on, can I?
Go for it.
All right, I'm back closer to the house. Yeah, Johnny, I was just going to ask it about, like France are almost like going into this game as favourites. They haven't won in Ireland for 10 years, but it just goes to show like how things can switch so quickly. But you guys can still be kind of confident, of your recent performances against them, and that you guys can get the job done at the weekend.
Yeah, we haven't spoke too much about the past games against them. I suppose we've looked at the most previous one that we played against them back in whatever it was, November, October, and like we had a lot of chances in that game that we didn't take. I think that's one of the big things this week is to make sure that in international rugby you don't get too many chances, that you got to take them. And even looking back at the Wales game the weekend, we had a lot of opportunities that we just didn't quite capitalise on, and even with 14 men we could have swung the game in our favour if we were a bit more clinical. So yeah, it's a big part of this week, and like I said, if we take a couple of chances in the Stade de France, it could be a different game, but we'll never know. The only thing we can do now is control our performance this week, and do everything in our power to make sure we put our best foot forward, and improve on last week.
And that was it. I don't want to switch from what you mentioned at the start, but there always is that extra interest in you whenever we play France from their media, because you played over there for a couple of years. But is that something always you have to deal with? Kind of seeing your name in headlines a lot more the week of a game against France.
Yeah, like I said, you used to it now. It seems to be always the French game coming up that something happens, whether it's before or after. But look, it is what it is. Like I said, you get used to dealing with these type of things when you're, captain of your country. It's a privileged position to be in. And sometimes it can wear down on you, and you need to be reminded that there's a lot of people that would swap in for your job. So try and enjoy it, and that's what I have to try and do, despite all the speculation and the attention. And I hope that I try and do a good job. I don't know if I always get it right, but.
Thanks, Johnny.
Hi, Johnny. How are things? For those of us who don't know what it's like to go through the protocols, how tricky is it to prepare for what is a huge game this weekend when obviously you can't do normal things in training and stuff? How tricky is that?
Yeah, that's the challenge, isn't it? So today, if I pass my test today, I get to train with the group tomorrow, non-contact, and then you do your last, tick the box in terms of bit of contact before the game on Friday or Saturday, really. So it's sort of step by step. So I haven't been on the pitch with the lads. They train today, but I hopefully will. If I pass my stuff today, I'll be training with them tomorrow, non-contact, like I just said.
Yeah, it's fingers crossed. Obviously, you do come through it all okay, and you're able to play. Is there ever any doubts then when you don't have that kind of the mileage from training in the set week going into such a big game? What's that like?
Well, hopefully I'll only have missed one session, but I suppose that's where experience can help you. Yeah, in an ideal world, you want to be doing everything. You want to be, but a lot of that you can do mental prep and visualization and preparing, watching training, running through things in your head as if you were that out half on the pitch. And obviously it's not the same, but it's if you do it right, you can do it well. And like I said, hopefully I get enough work in. I got I suppose the fact that I played on Saturday helps, that you know, that match sharpness will hopefully be there. You know, having got through whatever 65 minutes or whatever it was.
Cheers, best of luck with recovery.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks guys. We're going to shift on now to the embargoed written section.